Hello, everybody, and welcome to another scene for Sons of the Howling Winds, a Werewolf the Apocalypse venue set in San Diego, California. In this scene, we have Kate. This takes place on Valentine's Day. And Asir has just made his howl about the ostracism of wisdom's twisted path formerly dazzles the young. And she is very hurriedly leaving the sept. After that howl, she's grabbed up all of her important things and is leaving.
Kate will probably walk in silence with her, like next to Dazzles, and at least until they get off of Seth.
So she'll take note that Kate is walking next to her, and she won't even really acknowledge it. She'll just she'll look at her, but she won't say anything to her. But she has this she almost disbelief that Kate's walking with her. Like, what? She just doesn't understand why. Especially after what just happened.
Would have been unexplained. Kate just would have walked up and helped her pack her things and walked with her just totally silently.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, she doesn't know why this is happening, but okay. Wow. Okay. So when they get off of Seth, and they get a little ways away, she'll turn to Kate and she'll furrow her brow. Hi.
Kate will turn to her and she'll offer her a shy little smile. Hi.
I don't mean to sound rude, but why are you helping me? Why are you walking with me?
Oh, I hope I'm not offending you.
She shakes her head. No. I'm just.
If you want me to go, I can, but.
She shakes her head. No, I don't want you to go. No. It's been so long since I've seen you.
I know. I've been at first learning a lot about my family. And then just learning a lot about me.
She nods.
I
understand that a bit more than you probably know.
I don't know why you're ostracized, but
she closes her eyes.
And Kate just, having no words, she takes a few steps towards Alyssa and just sort of opens both of her arms to offer a hug.
Yes, she hugs her so tightly and she just starts bawling. Right. She can't even hold it back. She just starts crying.
Hey, it's okay.
I messed up. I messed up really badly. Really badly, and I don't know if it can be fixed.
People make lots of mistakes. Mistakes that can't be fixed. My mistake. She takes a deep breath, and it looks like this is really hard for Kate to say. My mistake was being so angry. I allowed jealousy to make me angry because it was easier than being sad all the time. And I blamed you for having a life and a happiness that I never could.
Oh, well, I messed that up.
That it was never about me. That's the thing. It never should have been about me. I judged
Kate's hand.
I judged you, and I was angry with you because I wanted it so badly. And things like that are never given to us to know.
No.
And I can tell you that even with my memories coming back, I will always consider you will always be my mom. I never really had.
So she just hugs her tightly again.
I love you so much. And you still dazzle me.
I'll always be Dazzles, no matter what name I have. That's my identity for so long. If you want to call me Dazzles, you can call me that. I don't care. I am just so. Thank you. She'll stroke Kate's cheeks and run her fingers through her hair. I need to tell you what I did.
Kate takes a very deep breath. On.
What did she say?
Whenever, wherever.
She'll not. Let's go sit somewhere. And she'll take her to, like, I don't know. We'll go to a little restaurant or something and sit down.
Dazzles does notice that Kate seems a lot more comfortable around people, and she seems much more functioning.
Yeah, which she's very glad to see. When they get in there and they order, drinks and stuff, she'll look at Kate. I got I don't know any other way to say this except I kind of forgot that I was owned by a demon. I don't really forget. It's just he hadn't showed up in so many years that I didn't think it was. Anyway, he showed up and came to claim what was his. And I still wanted to be his. So the conditions for me being with him were to I had to well, I kicked out Camden. Well, he kicked out Camden, but he's never coming back. And I had to break things off with Jesse completely and give him Autumn. So I did. But the way that I did it could have been much better. I wasn't I wasn't very nice to him. I was cold and kind of a bitch. No, big bitch. She'll not. And I think I just did it that way to I don't know why. But I gave him Autumn and said that she wasn't mine anyway. I was only ever supposed to be a surrogate for him and Nick. So she was never supposed to be mine. Though I know after we fell in love, he said that he wanted the child. He wanted to have her with me, not just be a surrogate anymore. But I don't know, part of me always kept that in mind. Sam made me realize that she wasn't really mine. So when Nasir performed the rite of ostracism, he told me that since I decided Autumn wasn't mine anymore, he made sure that she wasn't. She's not biologically my child anymore. He was able to alter her genetic code to where she belongs to Jesse and Nasir now. Which is what was supposed to happen. But I could have done that. I could have done that a much better way. And I don't want you to think that I don't love Jesse, because I do, more than I probably should. And the things that I want from him, he could never ever give me. But that's not his fault. And he didn't deserve to be treated that way.
Kate is attentively quiet throughout all of this. Maybe just lightly sipping. So you said that they went to some sort of shop, so maybe like a coffee shop. Maybe she's sipping a chai.
Yeah, somewhere where they could speak privately and openly.
So. And he's just sort of, she takes a hold of Alyssa's hand and just sort of squeezes it a little, and she says, it's not, yours and Jesse, especially Jesse's love life is beyond me. But I can tell you that I love both of you, and nothing can change that. No matter where you two are with each other. And I will always see Jesse and Nick as my dads, and no one can change that. Ever. For anything. And I'm not gonna see you any differently. People fall in love. People fall out of love. Life happens, and we deal with it the best that we know how. And sometimes those are pretty crappy ways.
Yeah.
But we keep putting one foot in front of the other, and we keep moving because we don't have any other choice.
You're right.
I have no control over what you and Jesse do to each other, but I have control over letting each of you know that you both loved me, and that's not changing.
She smiles. Thank you. I really just needed to hear somebody say that. Thank you. And I'm glad that it was you.
Kate hugs her tightly, and she says, everyone makes mistakes. Life punishes us enough for them, and we punish ourselves. And I don't need to add to it. I hope I never do.
Well, I'll be off. I won't be allowed on Sept for the next month, but you have my phone number if you want to meet up or whatever. I'd like to see you.
I live off Sept with Annika.
Right. Oh, I suppose I could come over at some point.
You should come over for dinner.
She'll smile. I would really like that.
I'd like that too. Yes.
And maybe I'll invite Bailey. You need to meet him. He's your brother now. Like.
She takes a deep breath and she nods. Yeah.
Since he arrived on Sept, he's gotten married, and his biological father gave him a baby. So I have a grandson.
That's great.
Too young to be a grandmother, but she'll shrug. Whatever.
Chuckles.
I'm very happy for Bailey. Very happy for him.
I'm glad. I'm glad that you have this chance.
Yeah. I know that I have a problem with making people feel like that their problems or their feelings are not valid. And I think I do that, I think, because for so long, I myself felt very invalidated and invalid as a person, like I didn't even deserve to exist. So I don't do it on purpose, but it's hurt people that I care about very much. So I'm going to try my hardest to make sure that I don't do that anymore. Just need to listen more.
Kate nods. And she says, just bear in mind that wherever you go, you're loved. And you deserve that love because I see you.
She nods. She hugs Kate again.
And Kate hugs her so tightly.
All right. It's Valentine's Day. Shouldn't you be spending time with your girlfriend?
Kate smiles. Actually, I've got a surprise planned.
Oh. She'll smile.
Kate blushes. I'm taking her to meet Hicks and Ian the first time.
Oh, that's amazing. I can't believe it's already been just over a year since you first came to me as a scared little cub. Didn't know anything or anybody. I am so glad for your progress, how far you've come, and that you do see me as your mother, because I felt like your mother.
I am who I am today because both you and Jesse love me enough.
I'll always love you, Kate. Always.
And there is not a single being in existence who could ever replace me. Or make me stop talking to you. She smirks a little, and Alyssa can see a little stubborn streak in Miss Kate.
She laughs. I think even Asir would be afraid of you.
She chuckles, shakes her head. I doubt it, but
oh no, I can see. You have no idea how much Jesse you have in you. Oh my! She shakes her head like.
Kate chuckles.
Jesse can make Asir very fearful. I guarantee you have the same. You have the same ability, but I don't want that. I'm gonna take this month and really reflect and think and come back to the Sept with a fresh start, hopefully.
Okay. And in the meantime, come over for dinner and board games.
I would absolutely love that. Yes, that sounds fantastic.
And Annika is so busy studying right now that I'm sure forcing her to peel her eyes away from the books for a night will be both easy and very difficult.
She'll nod. I can imagine that. What's she in school for?
She's going to nursing school.
She lights up. Do you know that I was a nurse before, right?
Kate shakes her head. I think I may have
You missed
guessed
that.
at one of the potential professions, but I never really knew.
Before I actually managed to get a real job right after Bailey was born, and before I became a full-time den parent. I went to nursing school and I became an RN. So I could probably help her if she wanted it. She wanted the help.
I'm sure she could use all the help she could get, and it would go a long way to convincing her to take a night off for board games.
She'll laugh and she'll nod and she'll say, "Okay, okay." Yeah, I would be more than happy to help her out. I'm sure that some things have changed in the last 15 years, but probably not a lot, honestly.
I can tell you that living with Annika has been one of the best changes I've ever made for myself.
I'm so glad to hear that. You sound like you're very happy with her.
I feel better. I feel stable, and I don't know, I like taking care of her.
She'll smile.
Kate blushes.
You are so adorable. You know, if you do end up marrying her, then your father, Nick, will be your father and your brother.
I don't
really. She laughs because it's funny because there's just a lot of those types of things happening around the sept, like just people being different things to each other. In that kind of vein, you know, father and brother or mother and sister or whatever. It's just kind of funny to trace the relationships.
And then she gets sort of this slightly sad, faraway look. She sighs and she says, "What do you think Lefty would have made of all of this?"
I
can't help it. I think about him all the time.
I know. Believe me, so do I. And I'm trying very hard to let go of the guilt I feel over his death, but she'll shake her head. He was like a son to me. I think that even as open-minded as Lefty was, I think he would have had a bit of a hard time with everything that's been happening. He would have had to come to terms with it in much the same way that you have been.
Sometimes I sit and just remember all of those daydreams I had. I really need to finish that treehouse again. I'm determined to make it.
When I come back to the sept, if you would like company and even a little help, I would love to help you with that.
I would really like that.
She'll nod. I miss him a lot too, Kate, so much.
I know you.
I just can't.
It's no one's fault. It's so sad.
I kept you two apart, and he couldn't deal with that. I shouldn't have done that, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I don't blame you. Not anymore. You were just doing what you thought you had to do. I understand. Yes,
She knows.
I still understand.
She nods. Okay. I guess if you don't blame me and if you forgive me, then I will work on forgiving myself and stop blaming myself for it.
Kate nods. I'll work on it too. I'm forgiving myself.
We'll do that together. Because holding on to that's doing either of us any good.
She nods.
All right. I should probably get going, and so should you. But we'll hang out again soon. I promise.
I like that. I would really like that. And I've got to go surprise a very studious girl.
Yes, you do. She'll stand up and she'll take Kate in her arms and just hug her so tightly.
Kate hugs her back just as tight.
She'll kiss her forehead.
She'll smile. Say, I love you.
I love you too. I'm so proud of you. So proud.
We couldn't have had better mentors.
She'll blush. Okay.
Okay, I think I better leave that because at this rate we'll never walk out the shop.
I know. she'll walk her out and she'll head off a different direction than Kate.
And Kate will head home. Texting, she'll send a text to Annika, basically asking where she was and like if she was still studying or if she had a few minutes.
She gets a text back saying that she just took a break for a little while. Her eyes are strained and she really needs to rest them.
Kate will grin and text back, "Okay, be home soon."
And she'll get a text back, "Okay," with an exclamation point and a heart.
So on her way home, Kate makes a few stops. She stops by a local flower stand.
No.
And picks out a wide array of really pretty flowers, all in Annika's favorite colors.
No. So in her favorite colors would be purple, yellow, and blue.
All right.
Very nice.
Bluebells yellow roses and purple lilies.
That is a beautiful bouquet of flowers. Wow. She's
Yep. And she makes another little stop, maybe at a grocery or like something like a Fred Meyer's, and she gets like a sleeping mask.
okay.
And when she gets home, she knocks on the door.
So Annika will open the door.
Kate stands there smiling, and she has the bouquet in front of her. Happy Valentine's Day.
She'll smile. Happy Valentine's Day.
I hope you don't mind, but I have something planned that has nothing to do with your books.
I don't mind that at all. So where are we going?
Well, and she sort of gets this adorable blush just at the very tops of her cheeks.
Oh my god, you're so cute. She just starts kissing her cheeks like ah.
In the middle of kissing her, Kate just stops, like pauses her, and looks deep into her eyes. She says, "Do you trust me?"
Of course I trust you.
She puts the blindfold on
Annika. Annika gasps, like, okay, well, this is the thing.
So in this taxi that Kate has waiting, because she lovingly deposits Annika into the taxi, and inside like the trunk of the taxi, she's got camping equipment, just light stuff like a 2-person tent and like a single sleeping bag or whatever, and she tells the cabbie the only directions that she gives the cabbie is to go to the second address, which would have taken them to just on the outskirts of the wildlife preserve.
Okay.
Which is where Hicks and I were staying.
Yep, and that's where they still are.
So she helps Annika out of the cab and grabs all the camping equipment and just like stares and watches Annika's face as Annika can hear just the random clinks and thumps and thuds of the camping equipment.
So yeah, Annika's blindfold on. She's hearing all these noises, and she's like, "What is going on?"
So after the cab drives away, Kate removes the blindfold to reveal that they're basically in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere, at the end of this dirt road.
She blinks. Okay.
Kate chuckles and she hands Annika a water bottle and like a little pack, and she says, "Okay, so this is going to take a little bit of hiking. Do you still trust me?"
Yes, of course. She looks down at what she's wearing, and she's very thankful that she's actually wearing her boots. So
so they hike for a little while to this clearing that Kate would recognize right before basically their den area.
Yep.
And this is where Kate turns to Annika. And she smiles at her and takes both of her hands into hers. And she says, "Are you ready to meet the rest of my family?"
She smiles. And I'm pretty sure Annika could probably guess what they're doing because I'm very sure Kate has told her about the wolves.
Oh, yes.
So she smiles and she nods and she says, "Yes, yes, I am."
Kate smiles and says, "Okay." And she shifts into Lupus. And he sort of sniffs them out a little and like makes a little half howl, like friendly at the edge of their territory sort of a thing.
Okay. So as soon as they hear,
what I'm trying to do because I can't English today, apparently.
I get what you're trying to do. Yes. So so upon hearing, do I have? Let me see if I still have the picture of the wolves. I think I do. Yes, I do. Okay. So, upon hearing Kate's howl, these two wolves come running up. They are so happy to see her, and they tackle her.
And she seems ecstatic to see them, and she snuffles them a little bit, maybe ruffles their fur a little, until eventually she just sort of leads them. She looks like she'll walk towards in the direction of Monica, and she'll look back over her shoulder like, "Are you coming?"
Oh yeah, they're following. Follow. They're following.
So she gets to Annika, and she sort of like nuzzles Annika's side, which I'm sure she comes up to like Annika's waist.
Mm-hmm.
Or would she? I'm not sure how big Uktana gets. Anyway,
they're smaller wolves, but Annika's not terribly tall. She's only about, I think, 5'5", maybe. So yeah, she'll come up at least to her hip anyway. And the other two the other wolves are about the same size as Kate, and they'll sniff Annika and investigate her. The wolfkin are a little more intelligent than regular wolves are, so they kind of like they can snuff out other kinfolk, and they'll know that Annika is kinfolk, and so they'll sniff her, and
they'll also be able to smell Kate on hers because they've been living together for a while now.
Yep, definitely. So she's got that familiarity about her as well. So so they both they sniff her and then they kind of nudge her hand, and she'll pet them, and they'll lick her hand, and she'll sit down, and they'll both just kind of not really like, yeah, they'll both just kind of I guess tackle her, really. Like they're just like, "Hey, new friend," and yeah. So
this time, Kate starts playing with them, and maybe she nips at Ein's ankles a little bit, like playfully.
So yeah, they and they'll play with Kate and keep checking on Annika. and kind of like go back and forth.
Kate to Annika, especially, like, Annika can tell that Kate really loosens up around these two. There's a familiarity with these two wolves that she hasn't really seen Kate really have with anyone, a relaxed familiarity right off the bat. These are definitely her family.
Yes. So, yeah, after a while, Annika will say to Kate, so are we staying here for a little while?
Kate grins back. I figured a nice camping trip would do us good.
Okay. But I have to I have to go back tomorrow evening because I have a deadline. But I can take a break for today and most of tomorrow.
Okay. One night and we'll camp underneath the stars. And she shifts back to Hallman so that she can actually talk like this eloquently.
Yeah. And Annika will look at Kate and she'll smile and she'll say, so I guess I'm going to have to give you your Valentine's Day present here.
You didn't have to give me anything. She blushes. Oh, right. She's still wearing her thing. The bracelet.
Mm-hmm.
And I will make a note that she does have her bunny with her as well.
Okay, good. Yeah. So, Annika smiles really widely at Kate, and she's like, it's very fitting that your family is here. And she'll grin at the wolves, and they'll kind of like yip at her.
He just chuckles and stares at Annika, and Annika can tell that Kate is just sort of. This is something that Kate does every now and again. She'll just get this look in her eyes, and she'll just stare at Annika for a few seconds, like she can't believe she's real.
So Annika reaches into her pocket and pulls something out that Kate can't see. And she reaches over and she takes her hand. And she takes a deep breath.
Kate chuckles a little bit.
And she'll say, so since the moment I met you, I knew there was something special between us. And I am so, so overjoyed that you have chosen to take me as your girlfriend, your partner, and even hopefully your mate. Which, if you want to actually claim me as your mate, I'm telling you that you can. She'll not. I can't imagine my life without you. I don't remember what life was without you, and I don't want to spend any time. I don't want to live in a world without you in it. I don't see the rest of my life without you there. So I want to know if you, Kate Steele, will marry me. And she'll hold up the ring that she has for her, and I'll link it in the side chat, what it looks like, so that you can see it.
He stares at this ring and stares at Annika and has these tears just welling up in her eyes. And She sniffles and takes Monica's hand in hers. She says, "Are you sure that I'm worth going through what we're gonna have to go through?"
You are worth
'Cause
everything. Any trial, anything that we would have to go through, you are more than worth going through it with. I want you by my side forever. And I want to be by yours. You mean so much to me. And I will do anything for you. Anything.
She gets this huge grin on her face and she says, "Of course I will."
She'll squeeze and she'll slide the ring on Kate's finger, which fits perfectly. And she'll kiss her.
Kate grins and wraps her arms around Annika really, really tightly.
And the wolves will come over and lick them both in approval. They bless this decision, this union. And
Kate
so I
stares
actually
at Annika and sort of gets lost in her a little bit. And
she'll say, I already have
hate me or ever since that first walk in those woods when I didn't know if you were gonna hate me or anything, I've been in awe of you. And I will continue to be in awe of everything you are and everything that I know you have deep inside of you until I no longer draw breath.
She just smiles so broadly, and a couple of tears of joy will leak out of her eyes, and she just, yeah. So, Jesse already knows that I was going to do this today. I really, when I talked to him.
He did not. He can't keep a secret to save his life.
Well, he did. I told him I was going to propose to you today. When I ran into him a couple weeks ago.
Well, I guess he can still surprise me.
So, and my father punches. He knows about it too. So I told him when I talked to him that same day as well. So, and he is overjoyed. Absolutely overjoyed.
I love you so much.
Oh, I love you too so much. So I think with the two of them just getting things set up and in their very happy state, we can end this scene. So thank you, player, for playing, and thank you, watchers, for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.